back to Paul Allen, and I would like to tell a wonderful story about him as we're just paralleling the ship canal there on your left. We're working our way to the government locks. Paul Allen considered it his honor and his privilege to give tribute to those that went down during World War II in defense of our nation when their ships went down. He built a ship called the Petrel. That's named after a seabird, and this ship can navigate to great depths, to navigate and photograph and survey the ocean's depths. And several years ago, he found the Lady Lex, the USS Lexington. The Lady Lex had been called into the Coral Sea to defend Australia from the Japanese. And the Japanese were threatening to isolate Australia. The Lady Lex went in for the purpose of defending them, and they were met by 3 Japanese battleships who had far superior equipment and torpedoes aboard. And these torpedoes took down the Lady Lex. She had 2,500 people aboard, sailors, but mercifully less than 200 lost their lives. Hold that thought. I want to point out this nondescript building to the left. It's got ovens on the top. This is where Shihuli blows his glass. And he has his own little place there called the boathouse where he lives. Now, it's important to note, that the Lady Lex got her licks in before she went down. And the importance of this is that it greatly demoralized the Japanese Navy, because heretofore they had been invulnerable, and now they were vulnerable. And it was very debilitating psychologically and in a lot of ways. So by the time they went into Guadalcanal, they were weakened. A few years ago, he found the USS Indianapolis that went down with the 5 Sullivan boys aboard. One family, 5 boys. That never happened again. So, as Paul Allen said, it is my honor, it is my privilege to pay tribute to those that went down, and he continues to find those ships. On the left, everybody.
Honey. Good to
well, welcome. The longer I stand here and talk, the less time we have out on the river, so I'm going to get with the program here. Quick safety brief before we get out of here. There are life jackets in these compartments at your feet all the way back, except this row. Sorry. Chose poorly, I don't. No, there's extras on the front and the back. You will not need them for this trip, hopefully. And while the boat is underway, please remain seated. That's all I ask. If we see some wildlife or something, I'll slow down. You're welcome to stand up and take pictures. But while we're moving, please remain seated. We are going to attempt a few spins today. These boats do a very nice 360 spin. We're going to see which way the wind's blowing, and promise is a heavy word to say that you won't get very wet, but we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes.
I like the way you said very wet.
Yeah, very wet. Yeah. There's degrees of wet. So yeah, no, that's about it. We'll get underway. Any questions before we go? All right.
No questions.
Let's get out of here.
And your timing is wonderful.
I personally am very excited. These boat tours came into existence also in the late 1800s. We've been packing the mail to the town of Agnes, which is 32 miles upriver, since 1895. Had a large number of homesteaders and gold miners move into the Rogue River Canyon that got really tired of not having regular mail service. Started lobbying the Postal Service and their congressman, pretty much anybody that would listen. And after a few years, they established that mail route clear back in 1895. Been running it ever since. Completed in 1932. Also, as it has it, 1,932 feet long. Named after the governor of Oregon at the time of completion. It was a pretty revolutionary design at the time. A guy named Connie McCullough, the chief engineer for the state of Oregon, designed most of the bridges up and down the Oregon coast. Only one other like it in the world at the time in the south of France, and very few since. Very pretty, kind of our iconic piece of architecture here in Gold Beach. When you say Gold Beach, Oregon, this is the picture that everybody comes to first for the most part. Underwent a massive retrofit in the early 2000s. They sandblasted the entire thing, spray painted it with a special zinc coating designed to prolong the life of the concrete. Actually pulls the moisture out of the rebar on the inside of it. They also, during the inspection phase, discovered that this pier to our right-hand side had been undermined by the river current. There was nothing holding it up other than the rest of the bridge. Real testament to the strength of the design. But they dry docked it, got it all taken care of. Protection, like we're pretty wide open down here. Get into what's called the scenic area, and then eventually the wild area where there's no boat traffic allowed at all. Just raft, float only. One of 6 original rivers named in the Wild and Scenic Rivers Act that was passed in 1968. There's special features and kind of rugged beauty put it right squarely on the map. Right here is called the ferry hole. Highway 101 back in the day used to come right out on this gravel bar to our right. There was a barge ferry right here, would take people back and forth. That's how they got across the river, pre-bridge.
Thank you.